Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you improve your English in a fun and practical way. I'm Jason, your host, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Julia. Julia, how are you today?
Hey, Jason. I'm doing great, and I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something every English learner struggles with at some point.
Absolutely. Today, we're diving into something super important: fast thinking, fluent speaking. If you've ever felt stuck while speaking English, or if you pause too much trying to find the right words, this episode is for you.
That's right. Fluency isn't just about knowing a lot of words, it's about how quickly you can think and respond in English. So if you want to sound more natural and confident, stay with us.
And don't worry, we've got some simple techniques and fun exercises that will help you think faster and speak more smoothly. Plus, we'll be doing some interactive challenges later. So, get ready.
Yes. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to train your brain to think in English and speak without hesitation.
All right, let's get started. First, let's talk about why fast thinking is so important for fluent speaking. So, Julia, let's start with a question. Why do so many English learners struggle to speak fluently, even if they know a lot of vocabulary and grammar?
That's a great question, Jason. One of the biggest reasons is slow thinking. Many learners translate from their native language to English in their heads before they speak. That takes time and creates hesitation.
Exactly. Imagine you're having a conversation, and someone asks, "What did you do last weekend?" If you stop to think in your native language first, then translate to English, your response will be slow and unnatural.
Yes. And in real conversations, people don't wait for you to translate. They expect quick responses. So if you want to sound fluent, you need to train your brain to think in English directly, no more translating.
But Julia, some learners might ask, why does thinking fast make such a big difference? Can't I just speak slowly and carefully?
Good question. Speaking slowly is okay, but if you take too long to respond, the conversation won't flow naturally. Native speakers process and reply in seconds, so if you pause too much, the conversation can feel awkward or unnatural.
Right. Have you ever spoken to someone who takes too long to answer and you start feeling uncomfortable?
Oh, yes! You start wondering if they heard you or if they're thinking of something completely different.
Exactly. And that's why fast thinking is key to natural and confident conversations. The faster you process English, the more fluent you'll sound.
So, the bottom line is, if you want to speak fluently, you need to train your brain to think faster in English. But how do you do that? Don't worry, we're going to share some powerful techniques in the next section.
Yes! Up next, we'll show you exactly how to train your brain to think faster and respond more naturally in English. Stay with us. All right, now that we understand why fast thinking is important for fluency, let's get to the good part. How can you train your brain to think faster in English?
Yes. If you're someone who takes too long to find the right words, don't worry. Thinking faster in English is a skill, and just like any skill, it can be trained.
That's right. So, Julia, what's the first technique to help learners think faster?
The biggest reason people think slowly is because they try to translate from their native language to English before they speak. This creates a delay and makes conversations difficult.
Exactly. Instead, you need to train yourself to think directly in English. But how do you do that?
One way is to describe your day in English in your head. For example, if you're walking to work instead of thinking in your native language, say to yourself, "I am walking to work. The weather is nice. I see a red car." This forces your brain to process English quickly without translation.
Oh, I love that. It's like creating a mini English world in your mind. And you can do it anywhere, while cooking, shopping, or even exercising.
Yes, just don't start talking to yourself loudly in public. People might look at you funny.
Okay, here's another powerful technique, the 5-second rule. This means whenever someone asks you a question in English, you must answer within 5 seconds. No long pauses.
Oh, I love that. But what if you don't know the perfect answer?
Great question. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be fast. Even if your sentence isn't 100% correct, just say something. Keep the conversation going. The more you do this, the faster your brain will get at forming responses.
Oh, this one's fun. Word association is when you hear a word and say the first thing that comes to your mind. For example, Jason, this game helps you react faster and stops you from overthinking.
Yes, and you can practice this with a friend or even by yourself. Just pick a word and quickly say related words. It trains your brain to think fast in English.
Now, this next one is called shadowing, and it's amazing for fluency. You listen to a short sentence from a native speaker and repeat it immediately, like an echo.
Oh, so it's like copying their pronunciation and speed in real time?
Exactly, and this helps you process English faster and speak more naturally. Try it with movies, YouTube videos, or podcasts.
Love that. So, to recap, if you want to train your brain to think faster in English, 1. Stop translating. 2. Use the 5-second rule. 3. Play word association games. And 4. Use the shadowing technique.
Yes, start practicing these daily and you'll see a huge difference in your fluency.
Speaking of fluency, coming up next, we're sharing practical techniques to help you speak faster and sound more natural. Stay with us. All right, now that we know how to train our brain to think faster in English, let's move to the next step, practical techniques to improve fluency.
Yes, these are simple but super effective strategies that will help you speak smoothly and confidently.
So, Julia, what's the first technique?
Many learners respond with short answers like yes or no, which stops the conversation. Instead, always try to give full sentences.
Great point. For example, if someone asks, "Do you like coffee?" instead of just saying, "Yes," you can say, "Yes, I love coffee, especially in the morning because it helps me wake up."
Exactly. This makes your conversation more natural and gives you more practice.
Here's another tip. Don't overcomplicate your sentences. Use simple and commonly used phrases in English.
Yes, many learners try to make complex sentences and then get stuck. Instead, focus on short and natural phrases like, "That's a good idea," "I totally agree," or "That makes sense."
That's a great hack. If you learn common sentence patterns, you'll respond faster without thinking too much.
This one is super effective. Look at an object or situation and try to describe it out loud in English without preparing first.
Oh, I love that. Let's try it now. Julia, describe what's in front of you in English right now.
Okay, I see a laptop on my desk. There's also a cup of tea next to it. The window is open and I can hear birds outside.
Perfect. This kind of quick practice forces you to think in English and improves your fluency.
Another great technique is imitating native speakers. Listen to how they talk and try to copy their tone, speed, and expressions.
Yes, you can do this with movies, interviews, or even YouTube videos. Pick a short clip, repeat what they say, and match their pronunciation and rhythm.
This helps you sound more natural and get used to speaking at a normal speed.
Here's something most learners don't do, but it's super powerful. Record yourself speaking English and listen back.
Oh yes, when you listen to your own voice, you can hear your mistakes, check your speed, and improve your pronunciation.
And don't worry about being perfect. The more you do this, the more confident and fluent you'll become.
And of course, the best way to improve fluency is practice, practice, practice. Speak English as much as you can.
Yes, talk to friends, join language exchange groups, or even talk to yourself if no one is around.
Absolutely. The more you use English, the easier it becomes to think and speak quickly.
All right, let's summarize the 6 techniques to improve fluency. 1. Speak in full sentences. Use simple and common phrases. Practice 3 think and speak exercises. Imitate native speakers. 5. Record yourself speaking. 6. Have conversations as much as possible.
Start using these techniques daily, and you'll see huge progress in your fluency.
And next, we have something fun, interactive exercises to help you practice fast thinking and fluent speaking. Stay with us. All right, now that we've covered techniques to improve fluency, let's talk about something just as important: the common mistakes that actually slow you down when speaking English.
Yes, many learners don't realize that some habits are making their speech slower, not faster.
So, let's break them down one by one. Julia, what's the first mistake?
This is the biggest mistake. If you translate every sentence in your head before speaking, it takes too much time.
Right. Instead, train yourself to think directly in English. We talked about this earlier. Describe things around you in English, even in your mind.
Yes, the more you do this, the faster your brain will process English naturally.
Oh, this is a big one. Many learners are so afraid of making mistakes that they pause too long or don't speak at all.
Exactly. But remember, fluency is not about perfection. It's about communication. Native speakers also make mistakes, but they keep talking.
Yes? So, instead of trying to say the perfect sentence, focus on saying something quickly and clearly.
Another mistake is using too many fillers like or, these slow down your speech.
That's true. But how can learners reduce fillers?
One trick is to pause silently instead of saying. Take a quick breath and continue. It makes you sound more confident and fluent.
This one might surprise you. Some learners focus so much on speaking that they don't listen enough.
But listening is key to fluency. When you listen to native speakers, you learn natural sentence structures, pronunciation, and speed.
So, watch movies, listen to podcasts, and repeat what you hear. This will help you speak more fluently.
All right, let's review the 4 common mistakes that slow you down. 1. Thinking in your native language first. 2. Overthinking and trying to be perfect. 3. Using too many filler words. 4. Not listening enough.
Yes, if you stop making these mistakes, you'll see a huge improvement in your fluency.
And up next, we have our final section, how to stay motivated and track your progress. Stay with us.
All right, now it's time for something fun: interactive speed challenges. These exercises will help you think and speak faster in English.
Yes, if you're listening right now, get ready to participate. Try to respond quickly without overthinking.
For this challenge, I'll ask simple questions, and you have to answer immediately, no long pauses. Are you ready?
All right, listeners, let's go. Jason, ask the first question.
What's your favorite food? Where do you want to travel? What's one thing you do every morning?
Great job. The goal is to answer fast, even if it's not perfect.
Now, here's a fun challenge. I'll give you a word, and you have 30 seconds to make a short story using that word.
For example, if the word is beach, you might say, last summer I went to the beach with my family. We played volleyball, swam in the ocean, and ate ice cream. It was so much fun.
All right, listeners, your word is rain. Think fast and create a short story.
Awesome! If you did it, you're training your brain to think in English quickly.
For this one, I'll start a sentence, and you have to finish it right away. No thinking, just say whatever comes to mind.
All right, listeners, here we go.
I woke up this morning, and my favorite thing about English is, if I could travel anywhere, I would go to
Well done. The more you do this, the faster you'll become at speaking naturally.
Remember, fluency is all about quick thinking. Keep practicing these speed challenges every day.
And have fun with it. The more you enjoy the process, the faster you'll improve.
Coming up next, how to stay motivated and track your progress. Don't go anywhere. Wow, what an amazing episode! We've covered so many great tips today on how to think faster and speak more fluently in English.
Yes, we've learned about practical techniques, common mistakes, and even had some fun with interactive challenges.
Remember, the key to fluency is consistent practice. If you make these habits a part of your daily routine, you'll see huge improvements.
Absolutely. Keep pushing yourself, and don't forget to enjoy the process of learning.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more useful tips and tricks to improve your English.
And share this podcast with your friends who are also looking to speak English more fluently.
Also, don't forget to leave us a review or comment letting us know what you liked best about the episode.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and any topics you want us to cover next.
Thanks for listening, and remember, fast thinking leads to fluent speaking. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.